Hello and welcome to UK Sip Sports. For the first time on our show, we bring you a footballer. I will allow the footballer to introduce himself. Over to you.
Esah Suliman.
So,
In Azerbaijan at the moment.
so for our viewers who don't know, it's Esah. He's captained Pakistan recently. He's also a Euro winner with England. He's actually a product of a current Premier League club who are doing really well. But I'll allow him to obviously speak about that. So, Esah, thank you so much for your time today. Just moving on, if you just want to let our viewers know, because you're one of very few British, or I'll say, British Pakistani people who've actually gone on to become professional footballers at a very high level. So if you just want to talk about your career from youth to where you've got to now, basically.
Yeah, alhamdulillah. Like you mentioned, I started off at Aston Villa. Before Aston Villa, I started in just a local team when I was 7 and 8. Then I signed at Aston Villa when I was 9. I was there until I was 21. Then I went out on a couple of loans when I was 18, 19, 20 in England, in Holland. And then I moved to Portugal. I played in Portugal for 3 years. And now I'm in Azerbaijan. So yeah, that's my club career. And then while I was at Villa, I was playing in the national team, England national team, the youth teams. And then yeah, most recently playing for Pakistan.
Um, so you mentioned when you were obviously part of the England national team, you guys won the Euro Championships, I believe, in the under-19s. How was that experience, winning something for England or for your country as such, and, winning under-19 is obviously, I know, because I follow football, it's a difficult level to win. And how was your journey through that tournament?
Yeah, it was as you can imagine, unbelievable to win like that sort of competition with England. I played from when I was 16 for England, so obviously I'd already played quite a few games before that. But yeah, not my fault. Sorry.
Um, and in the under-19, I believe you scored a crucial goal in one of the games as well.
Yeah, that was in the final against Portugal. The final of the Euros. We won that game 2-1, and yeah, it was the first goal.
It was the first goal. So, yeah, it must be a good feeling. That must have been.
Yeah.
So about your footballing career, so what position do you play in and stuff?
Central defender. I did start off in midfield, but then I moved back so when I was really young.
So obviously, a lot of people, especially in Birmingham, will know your father, Esah Suliman, for the cricketer he is. So how did you get into football? That's my next question.
Well, all my family are sporting family. My dad loves football as well. He plays cricket, but he loves football. And I played cricket as well when I was young. I was playing up until I was 14, 15. I was in Warwickshire under 13s and the 14s. But then it was obviously when football got more serious and I had to go more full time. It wasn't really a question whether I would choose cricket or football. Like it was always football for me, but I enjoyed playing cricket. And yeah, my dad's mashallah still playing now. I still follow cricket. I love cricket as well. And yeah, I used to go watch him play, and I used to play for Colesdale and indoor cricket. I'm playing for England indoor. Yeah, he still enjoys it. He's still playing as much as he can. I don't think he gets more aches and pains now after games, but he can't help himself.
Definitely. Zah still loves the game and is always up for a challenge, and he's a winner, as we say. So you mentioned obviously about cricket. Obviously, I'm a big cricket fan and stuff. So, who's your favourite cricketer currently or full time?
I don't know if I have a favourite cricketer. I follow it a lot. Obviously, I know we're Pakistani, but I like Virat Kohli.
Virat Kohli, Kohli probably the greatest batsman of all time.
Yeah. Not just where he plays, but his mindset and how he approaches his professionalism, his career, everything. But yeah, I don't really have a favourite. I just enjoy watching. Obviously, Moeen as well for England. We follow him a lot. he's mashallah done very, very well for England and in his career. So someone that we all look up to.
Yeah, definitely Moin has done really, really well for England. And for the Muslim community as well, breaking into the England side and a deal machine. It's obviously you spoke about you stayed at Villa till you're 21, and then you had a couple of loan deals. You went out to Portugal, if I'm correct in saying that. Um, how was that moving away from home and family, and how did you basically, how did you deal with that?
To be honest, I think I dealt with it quite well. I didn't really look at that side of it. I'm going to be missing stuff. I'm going to be sacrificing anything. I just saw the opportunity to go and play in Portugal, or even when I went out on loans. It was just about my career, about trying to go on and make a career. So it wasn't. I didn't really think about it too much. I think the difficult parts are when you're there and you're missing sort of Eid and weddings and family gatherings. But I suppose when you're doing something that you like doing, you love doing, you're not really it's you pay that sort of price, but it's not really a big price because you enjoy doing it.
Yeah, obviously the sacrifices you make are worthwhile.
Yeah.
I mean, as obviously the support you love. Now, coming on to your most recent recognition, congratulations from myself and all our team at UK Sip Sports. And I will say this, congratulations from all the Pakistani community, all the 220 million plus of them. Captaining your national side is an honour on its own. How did the opportunity come along to play for Pakistan? You're somebody British born, played for England, and then suddenly the change to Pakistan.
It was sort of something that has been spoken about for a couple of years, but there was nothing really, like they weren't really playing games, or the national team wasn't really playing regular games, so it was not something that I thought about too much. But then at the start of this year, obviously they had the South Asian Championships, and I knew that they had qualifiers in October, sorry. So I thought this is the perfect opportunity now. I've seen that. When speaking to people from the federation, they were trying to take it a bit more seriously and trying to achieve something. So I thought, why not? I'm at the perfect age now. I've built up a bit of experience, so let me go and try and help. And I selfishly as well, trying to experience something different, and it's completely different to whatever else I've done in my career, to play for, like say, a country of 220 plus million, who probably haven't had nothing to cheer about football wise. Yeah, it's a different feeling. The amount of messages I received, and it was nice to go back in October to play back then. I told you before the interview that it was like 12 years, I think, before they've even been allowed to play in Pakistan. So, and yeah, especially winning that qualifier, it was like a feeling that I've never had before on the football pitch. So yeah, I'm excited now for more games, to go back to Pakistan more, and yeah, looking forward to it.
Yeah. Obviously, you talked about the people obviously cheering for the country. How was the reception towards you and the rest of your team from the Pakistan community? And is Pakistan somewhere you visited regularly during your childhood, or have you never been before?
Yeah, I went when I was really young, when I was 3 or 4 years old, so I don't remember too much. And yeah, like I said, in October was the first time I went back since then. So I loved it, to be honest. I only went for 3 or 4 days because I had to get back to my club, but I wish I could have stayed for longer. And I'm definitely, even whether we have games or not, I'll definitely be going back, inshallah.
So it's on the holiday destination.
Yeah, definitely.
That's good to hear. Isa, I want to talk to you about a specific game, the game against India.
Yeah.
I know Pakistan didn't do well; they didn't win the game, but your post-match interview, I remember watching that, and there was a 5-10 second clip, comment you made, which I'm interested in. You said some of the players arrived at 5 p.m., and that is a fact where you had an 8 p.m. game. Can you just talk me through, obviously, what had happened prior to that, or why they didn't play?
Yeah, obviously a lot happened before then. We had a camp in Mauritius before that, just to prepare for that, for the South Asian Championship. Our first game was against India, and yeah, we're having some problems with visas and stuff like that. So I'm not really too sure. I think as players we don't really know too much. We're just sort of told okay, when we're traveling and stuff like that. But it got pretty close to the day of the game, and we still were in Mauritius. We still hadn't traveled. And then we finally got everything we needed and traveled sort of the night before the game and arrived there the day of the game. And yeah, as you can imagine, not having any sleep or proper food or anything. Some of the players arrived at the hotel 3, 4, 5 o'clock for a 7:30 kickoff, and yeah, it was. Now you look back at it, it was like a amazing experience to go through all that, and then a full stadium against not anyone against India, which obviously, as you know, Pakistan against India in any sport is a massive
Indeed,
occasion.
yeah.
So, and for football as well, which doesn't happen very often. Um, and to be honest, regardless of the result, I was just happy to have them memories, have them experiences, to be involved in them type of games.
Um, yeah, was it obviously when I watched the Pakistan versus India in the cricket, the it was quite hostile towards the Pakistan team. If I'm being truthfully honest, how was it towards you guys as footballers? Was it the same, or was it?
It was like obviously booing us and like all of that, but it wasn't really hostile. And I remember walking out at half time and looking up at the fans, and they were like sort of clapping and smiling, and then booing again as soon as we got on the pitch. So I think that it was a nice atmosphere. We expected it. We didn't expect nobody to be supporting us. Um, it wasn't really hostile. They were just enjoying the occasion.
Yeah, fair enough. Um, Moving back, obviously, over to Pakistan and stuff. Obviously, you've came through the academy at a Premier League club. Then I believe you went to Portugal and Azerbaijan. How have the facilities differed, or how are they different from them clubs to Pakistan's facilities? And do you think, obviously, with the right approach, Pakistan can be someone who we don't cheer as a one-off, or we cheer every year for qualifiers and stuff, and somebody I'm not saying compete on the world stage with Argentina, Brazil, Spain, England, but someone who we can look at as Saudi Arabia, South Africa, sort of team that may be able to get into, obviously,
Yeah.
the World Cup finals, as they say, into the last 32, especially the expansion for the next World Cup.
Yeah, to be honest, I think it's a long way away for that to happen. Like we've won our first qualifier game, which is like the first level of trying to get to that. So it's a really long way away. But I think in terms of facilities and all of that, they have the facilities. Maybe they need to have the right people in place to be able to develop it and put the right things in place, the right systems, the right, for example, leagues and teams and club teams. So people are playing regularly, um, coaches. So there's loads to do, but it's just about having the right people with the right vision who really want to make a change for the right reasons. And that's the main thing really. I think as players we can't really do too much. We just go on, we play and give everything like like we have done. Um, but yeah, in terms of everything around it, we can't really do too much. But I think if we can get the right people there wanting to change, then yeah, why not? We can go and do things.
So you think with the change of infrastructure and stuff, there's definitely potential
Yeah,
for
definitely.
federation. Um, Another question I've got is, with obviously um, with the obviously you're talking about the infrastructure and stuff. Um, the Pakistan squad, I think it was made up of 7 foreign players, and
Yeah,
then the rest were obviously people I think believe were from Pakistan.
yeah.
How was it communicating with them guys? How was their level of football compared to others? I know as footballers, as professionals, obviously you see others as professionals,
Yeah.
but I know how was their experiences with you, or how did you find sharing your experience with them and vice versa?
To be honest, it's a difficult one because I know we don't live in Pakistan and we don't live there, but it's like we don't want to be sort of local players and foreign players because when we come together as a team, it's sort of one team. We need to be fighting for the same thing. We can't see ourselves. They call it diaspora players,
Yeah,
so we don't want to have that sort of division in the team where it's diaspora players and local players. And to be honest, I don't think we have that in the team. It's more sort of the media who use them words and have them sort of divisions. But yeah, my experience is like, especially when I went over and met these people and played with these people, trained with these people, you realize how fortunate you are, like how fortunate I am anyway too. So especially football wise, to have the education of Aston Villa and the facilities that I've had and the upbringing of being able to train and getting the best of everything in terms of football. Um, so I realize how fortunate I am. So when I do come back, I don't take it for granted. And then in the same way, when I go try to help them as much as I can, if and they are quite good, they will ask questions or they realize that okay, I can sort of if we're only away for 1 week, 2 weeks, I can get some sort of okay, how do you train or what do you do before the games or what type of food are you eating? So I've, it's definitely something that I try to do. If anybody asks me, I'll go out and way to try to help them or give them a bit of what I do if it can help them. Then it's perfect. We're all on the same team. We're all trying to achieve something together.
Yeah, so obviously, yeah, so at least the objective is the same.
Yeah.
But how was communicating with the players from Pakistan? Because obviously, um, and I do say this, the foreign players, obviously, they first language might be English.
Yeah.
But obviously, the foreign, were you communicating in English? Were you communicating in Urdu? Or
Yeah,
how was
a bit of
communication
both,
like that?
a bit of both. To be honest, to be, for me, even in my career, like I'm playing Azerbaijan now,
Yeah,
so some of the players aren't speaking English, but you have to find a way on the pitch to understand each other and to know what you want from them. And it's the same really. A lot of them speak English. A lot of us understand a little bit Urdu as well. So we can. And now we have a foreign coach, so he sort of how it works is he explains it, and then someone will be translating for anybody who doesn't understand. If anybody has questions, then you can ask through a translator or whatever. But the main thing is on the pitch, as long as you all understand each other, you have to find a way. If you don't, you have to make sure you find a way to understand each other because you can't go onto the pitch not knowing what the other person wants from you.
yeah. So obviously, having the right translation is key. As a defender, especially, you've got to organise the back
Yeah,
line and the midfielders
yeah.
and make sure your keeper's okay. Is that last but not least, what are your plans for the future or for the next year or so? Do you see yourself still in Azerbaijan next year, or do you think you're coming back to England? Or
Yeah, I've obviously signed 2 years in Azerbaijan, so I've got a year and a half year left. Alhamdulillah, it's going well at the moment, and yeah, just looking to have a good end to the season now. I think we've got a little winter break, so when we go back, just try and finish the season strong, and then yeah, see what happens. I think football you can't really plan too far ahead because things change really quickly, and yeah, internationally we've got games obviously in March and in June, so go and try and see what we can do in them games as well.
so the games in March and June. Who are they against, and are they going to? Where are they playing?
We've got Jordan in March, home and away, and then in June at the end of the season we've got Tajikistan and Saudi. And I can't remember, one will be away and one will be home.
Yeah, so you've got some international fixtures coming up, which will be obviously good for the Pakistani um, fans. Obviously,
Yeah,
follow
yeah, yeah,
football. There's some football coming up in March and June, and you said there'll definitely be home games as well.
yeah, yeah.
Um, so I believe you played at the Jinnah Sports Stadium in Islamabad and stuff. How was the facility there, and how was it a crowd full or was it?
Yeah, it was very very good. The experience to play there in Jinnah Stadium, we were desperate to like me anyway. I was desperate to play in Pakistan because they were unsure whether the stadium would be ready or whatever. But yeah, they got it ready, and yeah, it was an unbelievable experience. They couldn't fix the lights or something. They had some problem with the floodlights, so we couldn't play in the evening. So we played during the day. So I think that sort of was a bit less of a crowd, but it's still 15, 20,000 fans, which I didn't expect. And they were all making noise throughout. I think they were just enjoyed coming to watch Pakistan national team play football for I don't know how long. So yeah, that I think that's the next progression as well, where we can start playing regular games in Pakistan in maybe different cities, different stadiums. Um, but yeah, that was a really good experience.
Okay, Esah, thank you so much for your time today. Really appreciate the UK Super. We wish you the best in all your future both for club and country. And for our viewers, if you liked and enjoyed this interview with Esah, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.